What's up, y'all? Robbie Falk here from On 3, Maroon and White Daily. Decided to come back to the hotel here and get a little bit of work done before I go back up to the Bridgestone Arena to watch a little basketball tonight. But did want to stop in and do a quick little recap of today's game. Mississippi State defeats LSU 70-60 in the second round of the SEC tournament. State's first game of the tournament, and it was a must-win. Bulldogs had to have it, and they got it. It wasn't easy, and I know everybody was frustrated by what they saw in the first half for Mississippi State, but it doesn't really matter. All that really matters is the final score of the ball game. Mississippi State wins 70-60 over LSU, and they are firmly in the NCAA tournament. It would take a magnitude of upsets to knock them out. I just don't see that happening. I think this team is most definitely in the tournament. They're now 20-12 in the season. They've got 9 SEC wins. They have several big-time wins in there, like Tennessee and Auburn, that look really good on the resume. This is an NCAA tournament team. How good are they? What seeding are they? I don't know. But we do know this is an NCAA tournament team. They've been waiting to win this final game that's been said by every bracketologist in America. Everybody that does the metrics has said that Mississippi State needed one more win. That was when they were going into the game against Kentucky. They finally got it. And they didn't allow Kentucky to beat them for the 5th time. So this was a great win for the Bulldogs. All things considered, didn't come out and didn't play their best game by any measure. Tolu Smith really struggled in this ball game. They didn't get anything from Jimmy Bell either, so the post players were just about non-existent from an offensive standpoint. But the guards really stepped up in this ball game. I thought the guards were fantastic, especially in the second half. And let's talk about those guys. You come out in the first half, and you just don't get anything from Tolu Smith. 0 points from Tolu Smith and Jimmy Bell Jr. I think 1 rebound in the first half for Tolu. I can check that. But just wasn't able to really get anything done. Yeah, 1 rebound in the first half for Tolu. And didn't have a good offensive game at all. 2 for 9 shooting, and all those were inside the paint. Just couldn't get a shot to fall. Had 8 points, but 12 second half rebounds. I saw a lot of people talking about Tolu Smith stinks. Tolu Smith has been struggling. This is, bench him. He worked really freaking hard in the second half. It just wasn't his day. But 12 rebounds in the second half is not anything to sneeze at. I thought that was a big reason why Mississippi State was able to turn this game. They were getting beat 23-13 on the boards in the first half. State comes out in the second half and completely flips it. 36-36 was the final rebounding total. So Mississippi State flipped the total in the second half. They had the same showing that LSU did in the first half. They did that in the second half, and a lot of that was Tolu Smith, who had 12 of those rebounds. So you got to give him his props for that. I thought he did a good job of that in the second half, just couldn't finish. But the play of the guards in the second half really changed the outcome of the game. Penetrating, dishing. I thought Josh Hubbard and Shaq Moore and Rams Davis were phenomenal in the second half. Josh Hubbard, 6 of 16, and he started 1 for 9. So he finished the ball game 5 out of 7 from the field and was excellent down the stretch. He and Rams Davis, when the game got close, it got to within 1 point in the final 5 minutes or so of the game. Both those guys hit 3-pointers, and the game was over. When Rams hit a 3, and then Josh followed with a 3-pointer, it was over. State had seized the momentum back. They hit 2 big-time shots. And this is a team that shot 6 of 21 in the game from 3. They were really bad from 3, but down the stretch, Josh Hubbard hit 3 straight 3-pointers. The last 3 that he shot, Rams Davis hit a couple of big 3-pointers. I thought Shaq Moore hit a big one too late, and he didn't take any bad shots. That's what's really changed for Shaq Moore. He's really started to become much more efficient. Not shooting a high volume of shots, but he's shooting the mid-range jumper, the runner in the lane, which I think he's really good at. That might be his best shot, is that little teardrop in the lane. And then when he gets the open looks from 3, he's knocking them down. Was 1 for 2 today from 3, but a couple of good looks, and 4 of 7 from the field, 9 points in the ball game. Those 3 guys, to me, really won the ball game for Mississippi State. 24 points for Josh Hubbard. That's 6 straight games he's had 20 or more points. He almost had his 6th straight game of 4 or more 3-pointers. He just missed that. 9 of 10 from the line. He kind of kept himself afloat by what he did at the line. Just an incredible free throw shooter is Josh Hubbard on a team that can't shoot free throws for whatever reason. He's hitting 85% from the free throw line this year, 110 for 130. That's just excellent. The rest of the team was just not very good from the line. Cam Matthews 1 for 6. Say the rest of the team. Tolu Smith 4 of 6. DJ's 2 of 3. Really Cam that struggled. Wasn't a great game for Cam. 3 points and 1 rebound in 30 minutes. But you have that kind of game from Tolu and Cam and Jimmy Bell, your bigger guys, and you still find a way to win this game by double digits. That's why they won the game by 20 at LSU. This is a better team than LSU. Tolu Smith, those guys were playing good basketball. They win by 10 today, and they didn't. So, to me, I mean, it shows a little bit of maturation for this team, and it's kind of strange to say that when they had the first half that they did, but the way that they answered, I think, was key for this team. 48 points in the second half for Mississippi State. They outscored LSU 48-31. Tremendous second half, probably the worst first half that they've had, and one of the best second halves that they have, or worst half and the best half, pretty much rolled into one game. They were outstanding in that second half, and the resolve to fight back into it, no matter what you think of how they came out and played this game. The fact that they did that in the second half was huge. Now, they need to do that in 2 halves. They need to have 2 halves like that. And that's been the challenge for them, is putting it all together, being really good on defense and really good on offense, and doing that for 2 halves. They haven't been able to do that consistently. They do that, and you're starting to talk about a team that can do some special things in this NCAA tournament coming up. But the biggest takeaway I took from post-game, talking to these players and hearing from Chris Jans, they're not satisfied with this. This team has pretty much solidified itself in the NCAA tournament. You don't know until Sunday, whenever they announce the NCAA brackets, but it's just about a foregone conclusion with everyone that runs the numbers and everybody that knows everything about basketball that this team's going to be in the NCAA tournament. It would be a shock if they weren't at this point. So with that in mind, this team's not satisfied. They want to leave no doubt first and foremost, but they also want to win. This team wants to compete for an SEC championship. They beat this Tennessee team earlier this year. A little bit different circumstances. You're playing a neutral site. It's more than likely going to be closer to a home game for Tennessee than it is going to be neutral site, although State had a really good crowd today. This is going to be a very difficult game for Mississippi State. Tennessee played a really poor first half against the Bulldogs, and I think State deserves some credit for that. I thought they played really good defense. One of the best defensive halves anybody's played against Tennessee this year. Tennessee scored 50, close to 50, if not that, in the second half against Mississippi State. The Bulldogs are going to have to play tremendous defense in this game to win it. And you're going up against the SEC Player of the Year, a candidate for National Player of the Year in Dalton Connect, and Zakai Ziegler, who's been really good at point guard for Tennessee. This is a team that plays defense, and they're one of the best offenses in the country. It's going to take a great effort from Mississippi State. Can't be what we just saw. Mississippi State's got to be good for 40 minutes. And they're capable of doing that. They're capable of beating a team like Tennessee. They've done it. Can they do it twice is the question, and that's going to be the real challenge for Mississippi State. But I think State fans can rest easy in the fact that this is an NCAA tournament team. And you wanted to leave no doubt this year. You wanted to firmly get yourself in the NCAA tournament, and it took some heartburn to get it, but it looks like this team is going to get there. You don't 100% know until Sunday, but I feel really good about this team and their prospects for the NCAA tournament. So big win for the Bulldogs, 70-60 over LSU. That's the 6th straight win for Mississippi State against LSU in the SEC tournament, which is insane to think about. It started in 2002. I think I was looking at the media guide earlier, and I remember that game in 2002 win over LSU that propelled them to an SEC tournament championship. And we've seen some wins for Mississippi State over LSU that's helped them make a run in this tournament. Maybe this is one too. I don't know. We'll have to see. But we will be there to cover it. We got plenty of the coverage over on Maroon and White Daily. Get the game story and some more thoughts too on there. It was a wild game thread for sure with the up and down emotions that we saw from Mississippi State fans. But hopefully more good news can come for the Bulldogs tomorrow. It's going to be tough, like I said, to beat a really good Tennessee team, but State will give it a shot. This is all you can ask for, is to have these opportunities to play these teams. It's only going to make Mississippi State a stronger team for postseason. They played one of the toughest SEC schedules I've ever seen a Mississippi State team play. So, hopefully this will be another good opportunity to kind of build your resume and build the psyche for yourself going into postseason play. So, all right, guys, appreciate y'all as always. Again, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And some of you are watching this and have not subscribed, and that's a sad state of affairs. I need you guys to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I got these videos dropping regularly at this point, so do that for me. Subscribe to the Maroon and White Daily page too. Paul Jones and myself over there at Maroon and White Daily would love to have you. We got a great message board, some great content coming out, so make sure you're over there checking us out. All right, guys, stay tuned in. Got more stuff coming tomorrow. Looking forward to it. We'll see you there.